Yeah?
I think so.
We gotta create an intro for you.
Right? Oh. We are live.
Okay.
I just need to remember how to do this. Okay.
Flakier than your friends and surprise.
What's up, everyone? What's up, Gil? Okay. Now I'm just trying to figure out the stream. So, what's up? Welcome to the first podcast with me and my dad. I just need to make sure this is running 100% right, and then once we have that, then we'll be
Looks
good.
like it is. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
on just so we know.
We're live.
Am I in charge of this?
Yeah, but don't just take it over when you don't know what you're doing, Trent.
Can we move the
What
table
did you just
closer?
do?
Dredge?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I don't know.
Talk about basketball
Talk about basketball.
or baseball? Basketball. Yeah, talk about basketball, Dad.
What do
I don't know. That was
the
just
sport I know the least about.
the littlest about.
The least about.
Okay, let me just.
What about basketball, Darius? This is Darius Cash asking us that.
I can't.
Oh, maybe he's not part of the live chat anymore.
Ty Cooper. Can
Hi.
you see that one?
Yep, Ty Cooper says hi.
Okay. Samuel. You guys, everyone, flood the stream with messages right now just so we can get it
Testing
up
it.
today.
What part of, am I reading the messages or you reading?
Yeah, but I'm going to make it so you can see him.
Oh, make them really big.
Curry's the best point guard.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I thought Curry was a good suit
Yeah, it's
meat
still
thing,
I
but
thought it was
I
Indian.
guess I mean it is the best point guard because it shoots out of you so fast.
He really wants to play. He wants to talk basketball.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that is a good one.
It's a good one because it just happened just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Drage has this problem where he.
Oh, that's not your biggest pet peeve.
That's one of my biggest.
What? Crapping on the toilet and not cleaning it up,
Well, he just.
or not putting
make
away
it big.
stuff? I have to wait until there's enough comments.
Oh, okay. Drage likes to go into the bathroom that the clients use, and leave
Define
like a Hershey's Kiss like right on the
Okay,
back.
it is bigger than that, you guys. It's not fetching tiny.
There's a brush there, and you can just brush it out, make it look better.
See, but I use.
And then he doesn't turn on the little stinky thing.
That's your biggest pet peeve. That's the biggest lie.
What's my biggest pet peeve?
Fetching being late.
Oh, yeah. If we want to just go right into it,
Yeah.
I hate people that are late.
We got some stories behind that one.
Oh, we've got a lot of.
How many people have you not fired but not accepted their
Several.
their
I had one
interview
guy.
just based off the fact that they were late to
I
it?
had one guy. He reached out for me about 6 months, and was super consistent. Really wanted to work with me, because I don't know if everybody knows what I do, but I do television sports. I do television production for sports. He reached out for 6 months, wanted to work with me, and I set up a 9 o'clock on Monday, be there, and he came at 9:15, and I just opened up the door, and I'm like, there's really no reason for us to talk, because if you're not going to make it on time to the interview, you're obviously not going to make it on time for work.
Yeah.
So be on time. There's no better way to show respect than being 15 minutes early. It does two things. When you're 15 minutes early, you're comfortable with the situation. You're kind of in charge because you're there early. You're the first guy there. And so you can go into whatever situation it is and feel the most comfortable because you're the first one there. If you're the last one there, you walk in and you're feeling uncomfortable. Everybody's already chatting. Everybody's already getting to know each other. So be early.
Fair enough.
That is my biggest pet
Yeah.
peeve.
sad thing is that's what my dad has now made my biggest pet peeve. And the worst part about YouTube is everyone's late and no one's ever on time. No one ever has a schedule. Literally, that probably is the number one thing that will piss me off more than anything.
Well, it's just disrespectful. I mean, it's like, we made it
Yeah,
time.
but no one takes it as disrespect anymore.
I know, but
That's the problem.
why make a time?
Agreed. But that's the problem is no one takes that as disrespectful. Like,
I hate people that say, I'll be there, between 1 and 2. Nope, you're going to be there 1:35
2,
or 2 or 1 or whatever.
1:32, 1:35 isn't.
1:35 is a good one. Because then you feel like you're 5 minutes late.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to just give a little background on my dad because he's going to be on these a lot of the time, if not every single time.
We've got Kyle from Ireland.
What's up, Kyle? My dad is a 20-time Emmy Award-winning filmer. He's
my business has won
okay.
that many.
Your business. How many have you won personally?
8 personal.
8 personal, 20 as a total business. He owns a production company that's filmed basically every sport under the earth. They've done something with.
For ESPN, for ABC
Yeah.
Sports, for CBS Sports.
So behind
NBC
us,
Sports.
these are some of his Emmys. This one is from 1998 Sports Emmys for the X Games.
Yeah, there's a lot of X Games ones.
So I guess talk about the X Games. What got you into the X Games? Were you there when it
So-
started? Were you one of the first crews?
We were
you
the very
last crew?
first crew with X Games. So what I do is the specialty stuff. I get to go home with the athletes and get to know them. We do the fun stuff. So we usually, my main job for all the X Games was once Travis Pastrana was on scene, I followed him, and he and I were kind of a team. And I would follow him and just do everything that he did, which is such a blast. But like X Games 1, that's, Tony Hawk was just a kid.
How old was he?
Golly, he was young, so he had to be a sub 18. Like his biggest desire was he wanted to be an editor.
He wanted to be an editor?
Yeah, he showed us all of his editing equipment
That's funny.
and how he wanted to be an editor.
Hold on, I'm going to share the podcast real quick.
How can I make this bigger? Yeah,
I can do it, but we won't be able to see the comments. That's the problem.
Well,
I have to wait until it fills up. Everyone just, if you're in here, just type hi in the chat, just so we can fill it all the way up so we can zoom in so my dad's old eyes can see it.
Okay, so I got Pamela Brooks said hi, Drage.
What's up?
CB said, what's your favorite sport? Darius Cash wants to know what your favorite food is. CB wants to know your favorite sport again.
What's your favorite sport?
Is being a YouTuber hard? I think you have to be consistent. That's
It's
the
not.
hardest
It's
part.
not hard. It's just you have to be consistent. You have to keep posting.
Hi, Drage. How long have you been doing YouTube? What is it, almost 3 years?
I've been doing it for consistently a year and a half, but on the platform and like filming with big people, 4 years. 4 years ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago was when I did my video with Jake Paul.
Was it July?
It was like July 4th.
July 1st?
July 1st, 2nd, I don't know.
Okay. We've got, what's your favorite Pokemon?
I don't know.
Whatever's the most expensive one. CB did say you're his favorite YouTuber.
Awesome. Okay.
Kyle
Let me
Barr,
see this.
what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is probably a panda.
Absolutely, because he looks like one.
Why does it keep doing that?
Can you just zoom the? There you go. Right there's perfect.
Okay, you guys. From now on, anything you chat, we will be able to see bigger.
Hey, there it is.
And now my dad can see it.
I can see it now.
Basically, you guys, what we want this podcast to turn into is we want it to be a podcast where you guys can call in on Discord and actually talk to us and ask
It's
us.
interactive. We just want
Yeah.
to keep you guys, because I feel like TV, TV especially, but TV is a one-way medium.
Yeah.
And now you guys have YouTube, and it's still one way. And it's like, well, freak, let's make it two-way. I want to see you guys. I want to see what you guys have to say. And we want to help you out. Like, it's fun for us to solve problems. We're both problem solvers. Drage and I have a really good relationship, so like parent-kid relationships are what we're going to kind of focus on.
Yeah.
Make sense?
We're no doctors, so like,
No, we
don't take anything we say completely serious.
There should be a disclaimer. We're just taking
yeah.
it.
We're literally gonna say how we would handle a certain situation.
Ooh, Bridger's got a good question.
Yeah, what's the question?
Have you ever been criticized for your religion?
100%. But a lot of the time,
It almost doesn't matter though, because it's a situation where you kind of take who is criticizing you with a grain of salt.
yeah, you have to
You have to
understand.
you have to consider the source. You know, where is it coming from?
That's most of the time. A lot of the time, it's also joking around. So, if you guys don't know, I'm LDS, which is also known as Mormon, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So that's I would say that's one of the bigger religions for people
To criticize.
criticizing.
It's because I think it's not well known.
Yeah, people always hear certain things,
It's getting
and so they're like,
better known.
they're like, oh, you have multiple wives, you do this, you do that, and a lot of the things that people are criticizing a religion about is stuff that isn't true, or it was in the past. Like, here, we'll just go over it. The multiple wives thing. Everyone, that's probably the number one.
That's a big one.
Hey, how many wives are you gonna have? So back in had been early 1900s, when all the pilgrims were coming across. A lot of the pilgrims were Mormon. They were fleeing out of the eastern United States because they were being prosecuted and killed. And throughout their journey over, our church believes that there's a prophet on this earth now, and 12 apostles, just like when Jesus was on the earth. And during that, the prophet said, because of the lack of how many male to female there were, because so many males died in the war and traveling over, the prophet was then had the impression to make it so that multiple wives was a thing, purely based off the fact that the male was supposed to be the one that was protecting the family. And
So
over the
in simplest forms, the guys were just trying to help out.
Yeah. So
it wasn't. I
wasn't
think these days
for
everything thinks
sexual
it's a sex thing.
or any. It
But
was.
they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna,
I'm gonna provide for you just like I
Yeah.
provide for this family. This
Joe's wife is like doesn't have a husband, so I'll bring her in.
Yeah,
tonight."
and so once
It's pretty simple.
once it was all back to normal, the prophet was then was able to say no more polygamy, which is having multiple wives, and now if you do practice polygamy in the church, you're kicked out. So it's
not even a
it's
thing
the
anymore.
exact opposite now. Now it's, if you are even close to practicing that, you can't practice in the church because
Okay, and now that was a good explanation. Got a little boring, but it was good.
it was boring.
It was boring.
But
Sorry.
that's the truth is usually
The truth
boring.
is boring. Okay, so CB out of Canada,
Yes.
where it's he's letting us know the time is 6:15 in
Oh,
Canada.
nice. PM?
It's got to be.
He's got to be like
It's
East
got to be
Coast
East
almost.
Coast Canada,
Yeah.
Toronto. He said you're looking good.
Appreciate it.
Did you lose all your weight?
Um,
How did you lose all your weight? You look good.
So I did this thing called cheating. I got a surgery that went in with a tube and sucked it all out. No, I'm just kidding. I got a surgery that it's called the gastric sleeve surgery. And basically what they do, the best way to explain it, let's look at my hand.
CB just went to eat supper, just
Oh,
so you know.
fetch. Okay, never mind. Next.
CB's out. He's
So
like,
let's just take my hand.
I gotta go.
Okay,
I have
this
to go
thumbs
eat
up
supper.
is my stomach and my throat.
But
so
your stomach is bigger.
okay, my stomach's this big, and this is my throat. Okay, what they do with the surgery is they cut all this out, so then your stomach turns into like that size compared to that size, and so it just makes it so you can't eat as much. The first month I was so sick, I got dehydrated, and I lost like 60 pounds that first month because I only had like 1,200 calories. It's been 4 months since I got the surgery, and I'm officially down 101 pounds. So
101.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but
catching
I'm
me.
still fat as fetch. So
No, I got to start working on it.
yeah,
Greetings from France. Love this from the Good Life.
thanks.
Come to Houston. Let's do some crazy stuff and film it.
I'm down.
That was from Derek Land.
I love traveling, you guys. So if we think of cool enough things in Houston to do, I'm so down to.
Well, and that's how Drage got into YouTube. Was he started? He had a jumpy business, and he talked to the
I love how we
Bobras,
call it
right?
jumpies. It's a bounce house. Everyone calls it bounce houses.
Oh, we always called it.
I always called it. We always call it a jumpy. Maybe you
because
do
we
call
had
it a jumpy, but bounce house jumpy. I own 3 of them, 2 of them. I was just taking places.
Yeah, he just.
And I always
talked
complained
YouTubers
about
into
how much
doing it.
money I was making. And now looking back, I'm like, I was making a decent
You were
amount.
making excellent
I was
money.
making $300.
You were making more money back then than any 15,
Yeah,
13.
I was
year-old.
probably 15, and you would take me. My dad would take me, and we would drop him off. And I was making $300 every weekend every time I rented it. One rental was $300 for the day.
Jason Floyd says, "Sup?
What's up?
What is your star sign?" Kyle Barr would like to know.
Star sign? What the heck is that?
You're a Libra or a Scorpio?
Oh, is that? I'm a Libra.
Yep, we're both Libras.
Me and my dad are actually born 32 years and 2 days apart.
Is it 32 years?
I don't know, how old were you when I
I'm
was born?
56 now. How old are you?
22.
So
34 years.
34 years.
34 years apart by 2 days. My dad's birthday is the 17th of October. I'm the 19th.
Send gifts.
Yeah.
Now, just you want to be ahead of the, We have some cool tramp parks in Galveston, Texas.